quarterback of the league. Oh, what a catch by Jay Nathaniel. Touchdown, Hurricanes!
Junior take a shot deep. Open target! From left to right, sets off. Oh,
Down!
watch him, he's gonna set up. He's gonna go for the. It fell from the sky into Aaron Ike's hand.
That's right, it is CFSL game night here on Thursday. It's Nebraska versus Notre Dame. My name's Anthony Malm. I've got Reggie James by my side. Of course, we have our production crew to thank, Mike, and of course, the Crow. Come on, our Crow's been going crazy tonight, but we're not done with gaming. We had an exciting start to our night. We had Clemson versus Georgia, but now with a little bit chillier weather, despite it being May, only 47 degrees. Nebraska to Notre Dame take to the field. Opening kickoff is there. Notre Dame will receive, and they'll just sit down and take it easy. Reggie, ready for game number 2 tonight?
Yes, sir. First game we had was a pretty exciting one. This one looked like it might be a good one, too.
It does. And I feel like we'll get an idea early of how this game might go. Last week, I also had Nebraska, and it was pretty quick to tell kind of how things were going to go that night in the pace of play. Already our first play of the game, Notre Dame cannot get the ball out of the hands of Matt Perez. He'll get sacked, lose 8 yards, and Nebraska starting the game right.
Definitely not how you want to start the game for Notre Dame, especially with the 0-2 start. But it's just a minor setback for now. Got to come back stronger.
It's a walk-on, too. I was able to get that sack. That's actually kind of crazy to be able to pull that out. There's only one user on the defensive line for Nebraska, and that's Justin Austin. So keep that in mind as you see Nebraska kind of fighting through things tonight.
On Norris on the 1-yard rush. Notre Dame, a slow start of the drive, 3rd and 17. Gotta have a big play here. Get the first down.
Yeah, you don't want to start your night like this. I'm sure Notre Dame's thinking the same thing. Airs it out deep. It'll be a good reception. It's 10 yards for Jet Adams, but as you had mentioned, there was just too much damage done on the defense by Nebraska. That makes it 4th and 7. Notre Dame starts their night with a punt.
Yeah, really great catch by Adams there. Toe tap catch, but just not enough to get him to the first down. Got a punt here.
On the reception, Nebraska actually looking pretty good, pushing through for some more. 24 yards for Cam Watford for the Goth Girls. So
yeah,
it says had to call that one out. We were talking a lot about Goth Girls last week. It felt criminal to not mention that shout out from chat.
Yeah. Well, we got the girls.
Tyler Archer, who had an incredible week last week on the first week of being a starter for Nebraska, starts this off with no gain, so neutral, 2nd and 10.
Like you said, had a good game last game, but starts off a little empty right here. Not much to worry about, though.
This one looking a lot better, though. That's the Tyler Archer we saw last week, 11-yard gain on the rush. Notre Dame tried to stuff it, but just could not get a hold of Tyler Archer, and that's exactly what we saw last week.
Yeah, Tyler Archer not gonna be a guy you'll be able to easily stop. You gotta focus on him in the run game, especially Nebraska's run game in general.
Toss out to the left. A great stop by Notre Dame, despite just having a little bit of room to run there from Sean Johnson. So 1 reception, 6 yards, 2nd and 4.
Yeah, nice little check down for Deshaun Jackson. 6 yards. Yeah, I'll take that.
I'll take this rush, too, for Nebraska, but stopped in for a while there. It looked like they were going to get brought down by number 92, but I guess that wasn't it for Michael Miller. I thought for sure that tackle was going to him, but kind of just phased out of it. Like, no, I'll let my homeboy be the one to bring you down. Nebraska now, 1st and 10, but better field position. Going to be a handoff up the middle. Tyler Archer steps to the left, finds the end zone. Touchdown to start the game for Nebraska. Tyler Archer goes 11.
And Nebraska starts the game off hot, scoring the touchdown with barely any seconds off the clock. That's a great way to start the game. And running the ball all over Notre Dame so far.
PAT's good. That'll make it a 1-touchdown lead for Nebraska to start this game off. 7 points, clean and easy. Notre Dame had a pretty rough go in their first drive of offense. We'll see if the second one can be any better. Kickoff away from Nebraska. Notre Dame lies in wait. This time they will take it out of the end zone. Past the 20, around to the 25, but brought all the way back to the 21 almost. Olin Norris just got a little bit roughed up there by Nebraska. So we'll see if that translates to the defense once again. You can see they started off fantastic.
Yeah, Notre Dame's got to come out explosive right here, especially giving up that first touchdown and 3 and out.
So let's see how they go. That Notre Dame offense, led of course by Matt Perez, who we saw earlier. Steps back. Has some time to work with a very open backfield. Does end up finding one, but short gain, only 6.
Yeah, had all the time in the world on that throw, but 6 yards, got eaten up a little bit.
That was kind of wild the way
drive.
that shaped out. The way it looked wrong, you know?
At first you can't even tell it was a screen, honestly.
Yeah. All right, 2nd and 4. Here we go again. Will they be normal on this one? Does the offensive line break up the same way we saw? It's going to be a handoff. No, taken back. An option play. Matt Perez, does he cross the first? Yes, he does. First down for Notre Dame.
Big first down for Notre Dame, starting to get the ball down the field. Nice run by Matt Perez. Got like it if you're on the Notre Dame sideline right now.
Definitely the comeback drive they needed after the start to this game. See if it continues. Matt Perez leads the boys out, goes for the handoff. It'll be there. And a -1 yard rush for Landon. So kind of looked a bit better off the initial jump, but not going to go clean.
Yeah,
I believe that's actually a walk-on too.
Eugene. What was that? I couldn't really see that.
Yeah, our offense sheet, I believe that was a walk-on for HB2. Another play from Matt Perez up the middle. Finds a man with some room to work. Lucky number 13, Tom Brown, goes 19 yards. And on cue, we have our first Twitch update of the night here from Reggie.
All right, 5-yard touchdown run by Tavon Moss for LSU to go up 7-0 on FSU with 5:28 in the first quarter.
Banger matchup over on Twitch and a fiery start at that. Same one here. Nebraska scoring very early. Notre Dame's been trying to make their way up the field and gain a lot of position after a tough return to start off this drive. Nebraska reads that one real well, able to get -3 on it. Malik Thornton finding a tackle for a loss.
Yeah, that was a good read right there by Malik Thornton. Just jumping through the gap and smacking the run back the second he got the ball.
A lot of trust in Notre Dame tonight for the walk-on running back. So we'll see if they go to their main starter here to try to make up some ground. That pass out to Jet Adams will find 5. That makes it 3rd and 8.
It seems like they've been playing a lot of the outside short routes. It seems like that's the game plan for tonight against Nebraska. Matt Perez 40 yards in that bad so far.
Matt Perez looking for some time, trying to find room. A lot of pressure on, and Norris will be -1, brought down by Chris Vasquez there. But the pressure was instantaneous there. Remember, a lot of walk-ons on the line for Nebraska, so the way they were able to get through is impressive. But then you've got your starter, Chris Vasquez, quickly finding the Notre Dame receiver and bringing him down. So Nebraska going to force the 4th and 8. It'll be a punt away from Notre Dame.
They definitely don't want to get pressured up by a bunch of walk-ons, but hey, they got to put the work in too. That's why they walk-ons.
Cam Watford just gets tripped up there on the return, so not much of a gain after the punt away from Notre Dame. Tyler Archer was a highlight player last week, already a signature player here tonight. So eyes on Tyler as we get back to the offensive drive for Nebraska. Notre Dame steps to defense. They had a tough go of it in the first drive. We'll see if they can clean it up this time around. Maybe an option play taken up and brought down and handled pretty well. Lincoln League went to the ground quite a lot last week, so it's gonna be up to players like Quinn to be able to actually handle it.
Yeah, Nebraska got a pretty dangerous run game. Definitely don't want them to get started there with the quarterbacks or the running backs.
Pretty deep out there. Got them looking. So Lincoln League gonna just take the L, and that one makes it 2nd and 10 for Nebraska. Notre Dame looking to keep up the pressure here on defense. A very clean drive compared to the first. Time looking. Lincoln finds a man in the middle, but it's going to be dropped down. 1 for 3 on passes so far, and Homer Jackson's able to just deflect that one away and take all the control over Nebraska, forcing a 3rd and 10. So we'll see what Lincoln can do on that 3rd and 10. Still looking, not a lot of time, pressure out, airs it deep. Will find a man, and DeMarcus White hauls that in for 39 yards. Was he in? I thought he was out.
That didn't look like he was in, but
tough camera angle too.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, yeah, there was no way he was in.
Yeah.
We finally get to see a better replay angle of it. He was basically standing in snow. It's so white below him. That's crazy.
I thought my eyes was tricking me for a second. It looked like I was pretty sure that wasn't it.
I was right there with you. I was so confused. Well, we got our answer. 4th and 10 for Nebraska. Out by a mile indeed. So the kick away from Nebraska. Notre Dame waits. Punt return out. We'll see if they can get some good yardage on it, but not quite. Stuff down. Cease Miller only finds 6.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, check that ref's PayPal. I agree.
Yeah. Hey, these refs don't get paid enough for this. Sometimes they gotta.
Evidently not, huh?
Yeah.
You left the sunglasses on and the prescription at home. Notre Dame back on offense. We'll see what they can do with it. Nebraska lining up for defense. Pretty clean so far from Nebraska. Looking to continue. Run the middle. Stuffed out. Norris just bodied. That's exactly what you have to keep doing if you're Nebraska. We've hit on the line being mostly walk-ons, but so far the way they've been handling these runs, Reggie, has been very, very impressive. And after this play, we'll have a Twitch update for you all as well. Drop, more pressure from Nebraska, but this time an open man, and it's going to be a first down for Notre Dame.
Another big pass to the outside, give him a easy first down. Allen Norris again with the ball, 3 receptions for 11 yards. And Matt Perez still 6 for 6, not missing a single pass yet.
Norris 1 yard gained there on the ground. So going back to the main back that we've kind of been touching on.
And on Twitch, we got a 2-yard touchdown run by Davian Augustin for FSU to tie it up with LSU at 7. 2:28 in the first quarter.
Option. Notre Dame gonna find the first down. Matt Perez, 11. That was pretty clean on the option. We haven't seen, I feel like we've seen a lot of options tonight, but very few where the quarterback's actually able to find a first down.
Yeah, that was a good read by him. And throwing that defender on the ground, getting first down. Guy like that.
And Norris, it's tough. -1 for Norris. The running game, aside from those couple of options, just unable to really get any kind of speed behind it for Notre Dame. 2nd and 11, though, so still a bit of room to work.
Yeah, it seemed like he didn't get any outside blocks there. Didn't have anyone outside to save him from that. Nebraska was really rallying on the ball there.
Another option. An option right into the face of Eric Grigsby. All right, sure. Get the tackle for a loss. I see you out there, Eric. Nebraska's just been stuffing every single run they can get their hands on.
Yeah, there's running through blockers, just destroying the reads. Kind of hard to run the ball like that when you get read around like that.
Certainly helps as his chat's called out when Notre Dame just kind of walks at you.
Yeah.
Definitely helps things too. Pass up, we'll make it 4th and 5 around the 35, but looks like we're going to go for a punt instead if you're Notre Dame. So Nebraska, another successful run on defense. Really off to a great start. This one will head towards the end zone, so the end of 25.
Yeah, saw some nice run defense by Nebraska there. Let's see Notre Dame career.
Oh, it didn't. It caught right before the pylon. I thought that went into the end zone.
That's some good punt right there.
The 4-yard rush for Tyler Archer, but still in dangerous territory. That was a crazy punt. From back here, it really did look like it had gone to the end zone.
Yeah.
Speaking of prescriptions, it's going to make me check mine. Nebraska, 2nd and 6 in dangerous territory. Off to the side, finds a man, finds a first down.
Ooh, that's a tough catch right there. And just running through, almost ran through his own teammate right there. Told him to get out the way.
Move out the way, man. That's been the vibe so far. It's definitely from our first matchup tonight.
Yeah.
The physicality of the Clemson, Georgia. Nebraska looking for some of their own. Archer again, and has a lot of space, but can't quite beat out the man there. That got really scary for a moment for Notre Dame. Homer Jackson is able to get the stop when needed, but Tyler Archer is just a weapon.
Yeah, that's a game-changing tackle right there. If he didn't make that tackle right there, could have ended out real bad for Nebraska right there on that drive.
Brand new set of downs to work with for Nebraska, and Tyler Archer just once again back-to-back weeks proving to be dangerous to go to. This time it's going to be a play action, and Lincoln League making sure Notre Dame sideline's awake.
Yeah, it seemed like he didn't have what he wanted there. Just got to get the ball away and don't want to risk taking any loss.
Twitch update after this play, and on the 2nd and 10, Lincoln up the middle. Tyler Archer, even when it's a small gain, Archer lays everything out forward. That'll make it a 3rd and 7.
Yeah, that was really a beautiful catch right there for Archer right there, just diving behind him and snagging it up.
I think that one more play for the Twitch update. Nebraska really keeping the pace on the offense. Another good pass. This time brought down before the first down, though. It's a 4th and 4. And while we've got the punt, we get to hear about who got a touchdown on Twitch.
On Twitch, we got a 6-yard touchdown pass to Carlos Gonzalez, that LSU walk-on receiver. They go up 14-7 on FSU with 27 seconds in the first quarter. A lot of walk-on love today.
A lot of walk-on love. Punt return for Notre Dame will not amount to too much. It's going to be 10 yards for Cease Miller. And Nebraska, with 25 seconds left in the first quarter, has been putting the pressure on. 99 yards to 62 of Notre Dame. Notre Dame's getting plays out, but they just cannot get any points on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they're moving the ball a little bit. Haven't really been able to get past that 50 marker on the field. Gotta keep driving.
Oh, okay, Notre Dame, we're moving. I don't know how that worked out for Dior King the way it did, but Notre Dame find a massive pickup of 32 yards. I don't know how on earth Dior was able to get around James Tong like that. That was crazy.
That's just pure change of direction, pure speed. Gotta get that tackle done.
Yeah, you do have to get it, and that's going to be massive for Notre Dame. That puts them in really good field position coming up to the end of the first quarter. We'll see if they get one more play off and how they play it out. Perez looking some time, takes it himself, but nowhere to go. No blocking help. Just going to go down, 3-yard gain. That should bring us to the end of the first quarter. Nebraska hanging on to a strong lead of 7-0. I know. Exciting here for the first quarter. CFSL action continues on PX Sports 1 here on YouTube. Of course, over on Twitch, we got stuff going. Spam your twos in the chat. And Reggie, break down our first quarter.
So far, it's been a pretty good defensive show out by both the defenses in the run game. Nebraska had it started off hot, but it seemed like they got to get momentum back to get back into the game, even with the lead.
I agree completely. They've got to get something going. I will say I've noticed we talked about the line being walk-ons for Nebraska, but Eric Grigsby has gotten up into the line and helped out a lot from that quarterback position to stuff these runs. Speaking of which, Norris kind of aiding and embedding Nebraska there, got tripped up and could not find his footing. Will go down short, 4th and 2. So Notre Dame gonna have to punt this one away.
It might have been 3 yards, but he really fought for those 3 yards, stumbling. Could have got the first down. He could have got back on his feet, just couldn't get back up.
Smacks the cameraman, ruins the camera. We'll see if he pays for it. Notre Dame be gone out of offense, and Nebraska stepping up again. Lincoln League in the squad. We'll see what they can do with the time given to them. Tyler Archer, I'm guessing. Oh yeah, I guessed correctly. Notre Dame did too, but still 4 is gained.
Not too bad right there. Start off the drive against Tyler Archer. Probably going to see a lot of him tonight. Already seen a decent amount here tonight with 6 rushes, 59 yards, and a touchdown.
Another handoff. No, an option taken by Lincoln League. 4 on the gain. That makes it 3rd and 2 for Nebraska.
Most likely another rushing down right here. I wouldn't be surprised if he ran it down at 3rd and 2 with Tyler Archer here.
See if Archer's got the laces up. It's going to be kept by Lincoln. Back up the middle and some fight behind it. 11-yard gain for Lincoln League.
Yeah, this combo right here, the quarterback running back combo is really giving Notre Dame some stress, like it's been to a lot of teams so far.
Yeah, their ankles are on Grey's Anatomy. It's been pretty nonstop so far from Nebraska. This time a play action, space up the middle, but really good collapse there from Notre Dame. Keeps it from happening. Lincoln League only 4 from 9 from the air so far. So as good as Nebraska's run game has been, it really hasn't opened up the passing game.
Yeah, it wasn't even a bad pass right there. Just hard catch, couldn't bring it down.
7-yard gain for League. Yeah, it seems interesting. You would expect in this situation that Nebraska would just have some more open space, that their men would be able to break free downfield. Has not been the case so far. But now on 3rd and 3, do you go to Tyler? Do you go back to the air? They're going to the air. League looks to his right, finds one, almost intercepted there by Quinn Giza, and Notre Dame force a turnover. Can be a punt from Nebraska.
He take the pump. He kind of, I think he caught that pick. That might have been to the house right there.
Nicky. Yeah, Giza was like ready. You could see he kind of had revved up already before he actually got his hands on it. On the return, C. Spiller going to find 13.
Not too bad. Kick returns, nice little 13 yards. Notre Dame got another chance to try to tie this game up. Both defenses have been doing their job right now.
Perez trying to do his job. Looks to his left, finds a man, and while the stuff is there, Jakeem Briscoe will find a 14-yard reception, much to the delight of the Notre Dame mascot.
Yeah, seeing the comments here, they said they ran run options every play. They would score every drive, but honestly, Notre Dame's been doing a decent job at holding them back in the read option game.
One of the better runs we've seen from Norris will be a gain of 8. Makes it 2nd and 2.
Another big run for Allen Norris there. 7 rushes, 22 yards. Yeah, I like that there.
Yeah, 2 of your teammates, so fellow Tennessee player.
Yep.
I'm just saying, I'm a water boy who had, casual 6 tackles on him. Notre Dame will find the first down. Jakeem Briscoe for 5.
That was a awkward catch right there on the defender.
Yeah, I was talking about my defense, but that looked like my hands too. Calls for defense for Nebraska. Still holding on to a 7-0 lead. One of the lower scoring ones we've had, and they'll continue just handling this run game. Norris, gain of 5, 2nd and 5.
Yeah, them boys crashing down from the outside, just smacking these run backs in the head. But Notre Dame's got a pretty good drive so far. Hopefully getting down points for them.
A lot of room this time for Notre Dame. And they'll make up a lot of ground with it. That was very, very much needed for Notre Dame, just to kind of feel like they could get something going, Russell Williams was able to get the stop, and good thing he did, because it seemed like Notre Dame was about to find some open field.
Yeah, definitely want to stop them there. Don't let them get any big runs on them.
Brought down Matt Perez, only going to find 3 there on the rush. Kind of just forced into it, which has happened a few times now to Matt Perez.
Yeah, Nebraska's not giving much options in the run game. They've been having to tough it out and get the job done.
2nd and 7, another handoff to the walk-on who gets stepped on. -3. Noah Eugene, 8th tackle of this game, the 2nd for a loss. So Nebraska just kind of going nuts on defense. Now a 3rd and 10 for Notre Dame. We'll see if they can make it happen. They've so far yet to find a singular 3rd down conversion. Will this be the first one? On the snap, Matt Perez scanning, trying to find something, but taking too much time. And it's going to be a sack for Nebraska. Chris Vasquez does it again. The first sack we've seen, the 3rd tackle for a loss.
Yeah, Chris Vasquez, he's really ready to have a game so far. 2nd quarter, it looks like he's gonna have some fun by the time the fort's open.
Punt away. We hit an end zone again. Another touchdown with the punt. We've seen a few of those tonight.
A lot of those tonight. A lot of punts, but
Nebraska back on offense. Let's see what Lincoln League can do. It's had a few good looks so far, but still just 7 points on the board. Almost intercepted. Zach Rainey was standing there, but could not lock his hands around it.
Man.
Lincoln League 4 for 11 so far. Real tough break for Nebraska on that pass.
That's another one that Notre Dame's going to want right there, and Nebraska's going to be happy to not give away.
League keeps it. First down, 16 yards, and a Twitch update.
1 yard touchdown run by Tavon Moss as LSU goes up 21-10 on FSU with 5:43 in the first half.
Love to hear the action is kicking up on Twitch as we still have ourselves a close game here on YouTube. A lot of game left though, as chat just said. Jinx support guy. You and I have the same wavelength. League with the keeper. Slamming one dude past him. Gain of 4.
Ooh, that was a nice little.
That was kind of tough, huh?
Yeah. Lincoln Lee's been really. He's been showing these defenders don't treat him like a quarterback. Yeah, treat him like a running back too.
League keeps it up the middle. Space to go. Finally handled by Notre Dame. Was getting dangerous, but Raphael Watson was there.
Yeah, a lot of run tonight by both teams. Just looking like they're about to take off and just getting saved just by one tackle.
Where to next, my friend? That's always the next question. Nebraska's had an interesting offense tonight. By interesting, I mean options, more options till they go up to the air. Another option up the middle, and Theo Petty with the grab this time. Second rush of the game for Theo, averaging 10. So, you know, for 2 rushes, pretty strong game for Theo.
Yeah, for sure. 10 rushes, 10 yards per carry. That's a first down per carry. You gotta love that right there.
Where Eugene finds 9.
Oh,
Another first down for Nebraska. Keeping the ball moving. I believe, is Eugene a walk-on? No, he's a generational talent.
Yeah.
Okay, plays both ways. As you're typing, I'm learning more about Eugene, and I'm more impressed. Listen, Tyler, I'll get to you in a minute. You're goated, but you can't tell me a generational talent plays 2 ways. I need asterisks by these names. I apologize. I wasn't familiar with your game. Next play for Nebraska.
big asterisks.
Man
Big time
flattened,
quarters.
pass good. Cam Watford finds it for 7.
Another good, nice little throw right there. Nebraska finally getting the red zone since the first time in a while. Definitely want to take this chance to score.
League keeps it and gets brought down hard. Just a gain of 1. And indeed, production. Just 2 volunteers hanging in the booth tonight. First broadcast for Reggie James tonight, and he's doing fantastic.
So, thank you.
League trying to figure out where he wants to go with it. Has some time to work. Will take it for himself, but decides a little bit too late. Ball gets knocked right out of his hands. 3rd and 9 now for Nebraska.
Yeah, it's kind of drifted off a little bit. Forgot about the pressure. Just let himself get smacked. Another 3rd down for Nebraska.
He's good. He's got it. Deshaun Johnson. That dude caught that pass so well. That touchdown was so well executed. It made my entire screen freeze for a second. So that's how you get a touchdown. And Nebraska goes up 13-0.
Yeah, it's a beautiful catch right there. Just contested, holding all the way down. Gotta love that. Gotta love it right there. Nebraska up by 2 touchdowns.
And top of the touchdown we have here on YouTube, Reggie, we got ourselves a Twitch update that we'll hear right after this return kickoff from Nebraska. Notre Dame hanging out. It'll be grabbed, and we're going out with it. How far are we making it? Not too much of a gain. 26-yard return for Cease Miller.
All right, on Twitch, we have, let's see, another 1-yard touchdown run by Nas Mason. And LSU extends their lead again, 28-10 on FSU with 4:11 in the second quarter. It looks like LSU trying to run away here.
Patty Chain will get the deflection there. 2nd and 10 now. Notre Dame has got to get something going on their offense, but my question, Reggie, that I keep kind of finding my way thinking about, I keep seeing is Notre Dame can't get the run going. When does it become a problem for their passing game? Not for this one. Couple men handled. Andy Johnson finds 17 yards.
Yeah, just throwing defenders all over the ground. Yeah, if you can't get the run game working, he's got to find a way around. Pass games work pretty well, and Matt Perez has been pretty efficient. Just haven't been able to turn the points anytime soon.
But still time to work, still time to get points on the board. 1 minute, 50 seconds left here in the first half. So Notre Dame definitely not out of this game by any stretch of the imagination. Matt Perez, short pass, but brought back. Tom Brown, gain of 8.
Nice catch, nice run. Looked like he almost spun out of a tackle there. Tom Brown with a big catch.
Yeah, not a lot of gain after the reception so far from Notre Dame. A lot of catches like this. Dior King grabs it for 7, instantly brought down. This time by Noah Eugene. So you got to just see a little bit more of a fight after the catch from Notre Dame.
Yeah, Nebraska is really just coming down, just smacking these receivers, not giving them any chance to really turn around. Got to fight through the tackles and get some extra yardage.
Perez over to his left, able to grab one. Let's see the gain, 5 yards for Jed Adams. So 2nd and 5. Clock still ticking here in the first half. Notre Dame before was willing to use a timeout, now hanging on to their 2 remaining.
Yeah, got some time on the clock to let a little bit run down on the 40-yard line. Not too much to worry about.
Notre Dame killing a lot of time on the clock, actually. Just now getting the snap. Big time blitz out from Nebraska, trying to see what they can make happen. Jakeem Briscoe, that's what happens. 10-yard gain for Notre Dame.
Looked like a 3-man rush blitz, took out, smacked one or tackles, I think, but still was able to get the ball out. Another tackle for Notre Dame.
Matt Perez just had so much time to look. No wonder that was a dart and hauled in at that. Andy Johnson, sure. I mean, Matt Perez had an eternity to make that pass. Nebraska now struggling to get anything stopped in the goal line. Struggling to get it stopped indeed. Norris finds the end zone. 3-yard touchdown pass. Good. Matt Perez leads the Notre Dame team all the way across the field.
Yeah, Alan Norris is wide open there. They were sending a lot of 3-man rushes and still getting cooked up in the pass game. Notre Dame finally gets a break here right before the third quarter.
Kick will be good. That's good news. And the Goth Girl shouts are there. 1 per game, bare minimum.
Oh, that's a minimum. Okay, at least the maximum.
No. A limit does not exist on that one.
You're right.
Kickoff to Nebraska. Scrab, we'll see the gain they can make. Quick stop out. Notre Dame was all over that one. Sorry, I even thought they had it for a second. Notre Dame, my fault.
Yeah, 4 defenders coming downhill quickly and not giving him any run after catch.
41 seconds left in the first half. Nebraska, we'll see if they can get any points on the way out. Just a handoff on that one, so seemingly in no big rush.
Yeah, definitely need a Kelby moment, as I said in the comments. Definitely need that.
Clock ticking, 2nd and 13. Nebraska step up. Notre Dame looking for a stop, get themselves a stronger chance as we head into the second half of this game. Looks like League's going to take it all the way down, perhaps. This has been a crazy first half, but in particular, the defense has been incredibly interesting so far, Reggie. Your biggest takeaways in defense?
It's defense, they're really coming downhill quickly. They're not letting the receivers really get run after catch. They're just kind of just coming and smacking them. So I think they got to get the ball quickly down the middle.
Well, that's going to do it for the first half. Nebraska lead 14-7 over Notre Dame. You're watching CFSL here on PX1 Sports. We're the YouTube side of things. Thank you for hanging out. Second half is upon us. Reggie, what are your biggest takeaways from the first half? We talked about defense a lot, but let's hit on the overall game we've seen so far.
Obviously not a high-scoring affair, but you watch the game, they're getting yards, they're just not able to get past the 50, really. It's been a really good game for both teams, kind of. Just got to find the end zone a little bit more We've seen a lot of stiff arms by the quarterbacks though too.
It's kind of funny you say that, because that always feels like the key, right? It sounds so simple in theory, but then you actually can't see anyone break their way through. You kind of see the fights to try to make it happen, and there's been a lot of fight. We talked about the physicality a lot in our first matchup on air tonight. It's been a little bit less in this one though, and you can see the difference between one team's throwing, one team's running, and that's our game tonight.
Honestly, not too surprising coming from Nebraska, but they make it work, and they make it work well. So as long as it works, just keep running that ball.
Pick away from Notre Dame to start off second half. Nebraska will grab it, trying to build onto their lead. Pretty decent run from DeMarcus White. Oh, excuse me, actually, I thought that was a 3. The dyslexia strikes again, Reggie. 2 times tonight. Usually I'm so much better with that.
2 times, 2 games.
I know. I'm washed.
No, just a little off.
Handoff from Nebraska once again. Tyler Archer, 6 yards. Once again, it feels like every time Tyler Archer, number 6, gets the ball, you can expect at least 6 yards.
Yeah, that's the key to the amazing run game right there. 9 rushes for 79 yards, 7.1 yards per carry. That's the key to a win right there.
Pretty great run from Lincoln League. Unfortunately, he did run into a brick wall at the first down, but you got the first down.
Yeah, it's a big hit, but as long as you get the first down, it's got to walk it off onto the next play.
I felt that one in my bones. There's been a couple of those tonight. Handoff. It's not Archer this time. I believe that's Theo Pat. I didn't know that was Tyler Archer. I don't know why I thought it wasn't, but Tyler Archer continuing to have great runs this game, averaging 7.5 yards a carry, which is ridiculous.
Insane. That's insane for a running back right there.
Lincoln handing off. Why wouldn't you? Archer up the middle. What's the gain this time? Stretch Armstrong while you're at it. 14-yard gain for Tyler Archer.
He just literally just stiff armed him and threw a tackle. That's insane. Hey, if he's not broken, don't fix him. Just keep running the ball at Archer.
And Nebraska seemingly has no interest in throwing this ball anymore. Another handoff, this time to Theo, and it's a 5-yard gain. So a lot of clock burning to start the second half by Nebraska. Well, only up 7, but it works out because their run game has been so strong. So it's a perfect double gain. And after this play, we have ourselves another Twitch update, so hang out for that. 2nd and 5, Nebraska. Handoff, no, capped play action, pass good up the middle to Cam Watford for 16 yards.
Yeah, it's a smart play right there by the coordinator to run the ball 4 times in a row, then play action, shot down the middle. Get the Notre Dame defense guessing a little bit.
Putting in that
Twitch,
work.
A 5-yard touchdown pass to Matthias Irvin for LSU to go up 35-10 with 7 seconds left in the half. Still running away with that game over there.
Yeah, 2 very different games tonight. Archer to the left, room to work, looks for the stiff arm, can't find it, brought down short of the first down. 8-yard rush.
Tyler Archer, just not much you can say about it. 8 yards per carry, just running through the whole Notre Dame defense.
Who's up next? Lincoln League on the option, fights off one, but cannot get away from Quinn Giza, so it's brought down. But 1st and goal now for Nebraska.
Big truck there by Lincoln League. He's showing his power as a quarterback too, and that's scary to have a quarterback who can run like a running back too.
Lincoln this time might have the space, but no. Handled in the backfield. I thought he was gone. I was ready to chalk that one up.
Just a little bit more. Just a little more, he would have had that.
But it was Panzer. Panzer was the one able to bring it down. We haven't really said Panzer's name a lot tonight. We said Lincoln League's name a whole lot, and for good reason. 4-yard run, grabs the touchdown for Nebraska. The biggest lead we've seen tonight.
Lincoln League with the touchdown. Nebraska puts more points on the board, 20-7. Notre Dame's got to find their way back into this game if they want to win.
Kick away from Nebraska. As you said, Notre Dame's got to get something figured out. Return can be a good way to start momentum. We saw that in the first match of the night, but not going to be the case this time. Just 24 yards gained by Olin Norris. So we know they're going to pass And now it kind of benefits them because you want to save some clock as this game's been so close. But the running game's been all but eliminated for Notre Dame. See that it continues affects them as the night's going on. Perez looks to his left, finds a man, first down to your king.
Yeah, another good pass there by the quarterback. Pretty accurate so far the whole game, and
He has been.
your king with 3 receptions for 51 yards. Usually that's the key to success. They've got to find their way to the end zone quicker.
Shout out to the walk-on line of Nebraska, because we keep
Yes.
talking about the run game not being there, and for the most part, just like that, they've handled everything up the middle. Norris gains 2. It's crazy to me that the line has done what they've done. As soon as we were told the majority of the line was walk-on, I was expecting Notre Dame to have 21 points by this point, if not more. Perez over to the right finds Jed Adams just to gain a 2, makes it a 35.
Like you said earlier, as a head coach, if your whole D line is out there stopping the run game, it's a whole bunch of walk-ons. You did something right. You're doing something right now, and you gotta love it.
Perez has forever, heaves it, almost intercepted by Grigsby. Eric almost was able to put a big stamp on how this game has gone after Matt Perez just aired one out. It'll be another punt away for Notre Dame. Another great defensive stop by Nebraska.
Another good stop, and that's the 3rd almost interception tonight by both teams.
Yeah, no interceptions though for us so far.
It's been getting close. Just gotta bring them down.
Nebraska back out to get that offense going. Can't wait to see Tyler Archer touch the ball in about 3 seconds. There it is, up the middle. And of course, a first down for Tyler Archer. And have a good night, Nico.
It's hard to stop him, even though they know he's coming. Just gotta, they can't figure it out right now.
Lincoln going to keep this one, but he is just completely read this time by the defense. That's a big-time stop. That was needed. Justin Adams was able to just kind of figure it out. You can see just instantly switches his target, looks at the quarterback, brings him down. A little bit of help too, but damage done. And that, I say needed, but I mean that was needed for Notre Dame just to feel like they've got some life. Force a 2nd and 12 now. Nebraska going to hand off to Archer. Will he make up that 12? No, not quite. Only finds 6.
Yeah, I gotta try to slow down the momentum the best as you can. Get the ball back to your offense and keep this game going.
League up to the air. Haven't seen this a lot. He's a deep though. Had a man just overthrows it. Not to mention some pressure out as well. So 7 of 17 passes now for Lincoln League. Notre Dame unable to capitalize on what's been a pretty spotty passing game with Nebraska.
Yeah, you gotta hate that as a receiver and a quarterback. But it's a missed pass, on to the next play, and get it back later.
Notre Dame back on offense. 4 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. So still a lot of time to work with. No reason to panic quite yet. This time a handoff, and some of the most room to run that we've seen, but it will not matter. Norris will be brought down by Patty Chain.
Looked like he was about to go and run over, who was that, number 11 right there? Couldn't see.
Yeah,
It
that was
like
Patty Chain.
He looked like he was about to run him over, but
Yeah,
good
it did.
tackle about the chain. Bring it back, run it back down.
Another handoff by Notre Dame. Another good run by Olin Norris, this time for 10 yards. And top of that, we got another Twitch update of the LSU game.
4-yard touchdown run by Mr. Hansen, his 2nd touchdown of the game, to extend the LSU lead to 42-10 with 6:43 in the 3rd. LSU just still running off with this game. A lot of touchdown runs.
Notre Dame trying to keep up with this game. Another great pass will certainly help to do so. 10-yard gain for Dior King, but that'll make it 2nd and inches. Doesn't quite start the new set of downs. So Notre Dame back up to the line. We'll see what Matt Perez can do. He's alone back there, so we're airing it out again. Another good pass up the middle. A lot of quick passes up the middle. This time to Jed Adams, and it's starting to build up for Notre Dame.
Yeah, these slant routes down the middle really working for them. Getting the ball out quick and just taking little chunks out the defense. Getting first downs.
Perez this time a handoff, but it is just completely gobbled up. Another walk-on at that. Yeah, let's see a 75. A crazy business from Nebraska's D-line.
If you like walk-ons and you like running backs, Nebraska's the team for you tonight.
Yeah.
Definitely the team.
Perez, not as much time again, but handles it pretty well. Gets the pass off to Norris, but it's going to be -2. That's 3rd and 14 for a Notre Dame team that desperately needed a first down. Another attempt to get through. And that's another Noah Eugene tackle, by the way. Just Noah being gross. Two-way superstar.
Two-way superstar.
Yeah, dude turned his X Factor on.
Yeah, it's got just a little glaze. Got to get a little glaze.
3 tackles for a loss. Crazy business. Notre Dame on 3rd and 14 will go to the air. Perez, not a lot of time. Heaves it out all the way to the end zone. Was that grabbed?
Oh,
it was Jakeem Briscoe.
Wow.
1 yard, hauls it in.
Wow.
Getting Notre Dame a touchdown.
I didn't know where the ball was on that catch. That was insane.
That woke up the Notre Dame fans. How did that happen? That doesn't even make sense. I mean, Russell Williams was right there, had his hands on him, but unable to break up the pass. And Notre Dame somehow walk away from this drive with a touchdown.
Yeah, that's just an insane catch. I didn't know where the ball was. I'm going to tell you, I didn't know where the ball was in that play. That was a beautiful throw, beautiful catch, and that's his big body right there.
Nebraska on the return. A lot of room to go. Watford, 27 yards.
Another decent return. Cam Watford, 27 yards. Can't be mad about it. A little less passes so far, but kind of early into the second half, so.
Handoff kept. League off to the left and off to the races. Is not quite. Brought down, 8-yard gain.
And on Twitch, we have a 20-yard touchdown run by D-Money as FSU finds the end zone, 42-17. They trail with 5:41 in the third. FSU finally getting the touchdown against LSU.
20-yard run with a name like D-Money. That's
yeah, I was thinking about that. D-Money.
But yeah, it's a pretty good name for running back. And Archer, Tyler Archer, I mean, put some money in that dude's name as well. Another insane run up the middle.
15 rushes, 126 yards. Justin Adams on the tackle there. Just struggling to find a key against Archer.
League will go to the air and not going to find his man. Broken up again. So 7 of 18 now for Lincoln League as Nebraska's held on to a lead, but now it's shrunk to 7. And Lee is still having a hard time actually landing passes. So if Notre Dame can find another stop, this could start to be a very problematic combination. League will keep this one. And why not go back to all reliable? The option play for Nebraska will be a gain of 26.
That's just another big run by Lincoln League. It's just, and you forget about Lincoln League after Tyler Archer runs over to the defense so much, and then Lincoln League takes the read option, takes another 20-yard run.
Pretty great position now to be in if you're Nebraska. If you want to extend your lead when you need to before we get into the fourth quarter. Another option. Lincoln League, one man to kind of beat down. Turns back into more traffic, though. Be a gain of 9, 2nd and 1.
Yeah, that's a really big tackle there. Looked like could have saved the touchdown there. Had some blocks up the field. Another big tackle by Justin Adams.
One minute to go in the third quarter. League to his left. Duffed short of the first down for Noah Eugene. So the defense has been fantastic for Eugene, but he comes up a bit short on the first down there. So it'll be a 3rd and 1 within the red zone. But Nebraska, you can kind of feel it in the air, Reggie. They've got to come away with something here in this 3rd down conversion.
Yeah, just short, but short yardage there. And if they don't get it here, it may be a chance to take it on 4th down, 3rd and 1.
Handoff. Speaking of all reliable, just like the weapon he is, Tyler Archer, straight up the middle, huge gain, averaging 8.5, already 1 touchdown. Now Nebraska in the goal line, 300 rushing yards on the game. Looking to add 7 to the score. A handoff, and just short of the end zone. Noah Eugene will get stopped.
Noah Eugene looked like to make a big play on offense, like he's been doing on defense too. Just right there, though, 2 rushes for 13 yards. Not too bad for him either.
Kept by Lincoln League. He turns back, looking for the end zone. And look no more. You've got it. Nebraska with a very big touchdown late in the third quarter. Take the lead, 27-14. Notre Dame will have to continue their renewed offensive pressure to answer back.
Yeah, that's a really tough touchdown there by Lincoln League. Just powering to the 2 tackles and running through them boys. And hey, it's been hard. It's been hard to stop the Nebraska offense, especially with 300 rushing yards in the game. That's just absurd.
Yeah, a bit of a stat padding game.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like it, especially if you hadn't seen the score. But hey, speaking of that score, it's the end of the third quarter. That means type 4, 28-14. Nebraska holding on to a lead, but this game's closer than the score might lead you to believe. So hang out for the fourth quarter here on CFSL on PX1 Sports on YouTube. One more quarter to go. Oh, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it on this one. This game feels so much closer than the score reads. Notre Dame pass, 4 yards, Tom Brown.
A nice little 4-yard conversion for fourth quarter. Not much there. Matt Perez still 24 for 26. Just insane accuracy this game.
Handoff, 1-yard gain for Norris. We talked about this before in the previous game. It's always scary to see those runs with some time you can't afford to burn.
Yeah.
Notre Dame will step back up on a 3rd and 5.
And on Twitch, you have a 5-yard touchdown pass to Brendan Reno for LSU to go up 49-17 on FSU with 2 minutes, 47 seconds in the third quarter, and a big catch by Tom Brown right there.
Diving for it. Lucky number 13. Just nailing it. And now Notre Dame, they've got themselves in good position, and we talked about the clock. You make a pass like that, you can worry about the clock a lot less, but they've got to continue it. Now past midfield. Perez takes a snap. Eyes out towards his left. Be good. The gain, 6 yards for Jakeem Briscoe.
A lot of athletic catches here for Notre Dame tonight, and they're going to need a lot of athletic catches to finish off this game tonight.
Option this time from Notre Dame. Make it 3rd and inches. 4-yard gain for Matt Perez. It caught me off guard to see an option from Notre Dame. We haven't seen many tonight.
Take a little play out of Nebraska. If it works for them, might as well try for Notre Dame too.
Try to keep that D-line of walk-ons guessing. Now Perez will go to the air in 3rd and inches. Finds his man just sitting alone. Could have made a painting in that time. Jakeem Briscoe, 11 yards.
Yeah, it's a wide open hole there. Find a nice little curl in the coverage. Matt Perez continues his efficient game.
Continues to be efficient, this time with an option up the middle. He'll find the first down, too, to get to the goal line. An 11-yard rush for Matt Perez.
Looking like Notre Dame starting to take some plays in Nebraska's playbook. And it seems to be working pretty well for them right now.
And 1 for 1, they've gotten this far as well. And Nebraska hold on. Perez trying to make sure they can't. Towards his right, has got it. We'll see Spiller reach. No, not quite. Still 2nd and goal.
Yeah, really, really close touchdown right there. Just couldn't get his ball in the end zone before his knee touch.
This feels like a really big moment in this game. If you're not sweating, you're not watching. Up the middle, pushing through. Norris has been denied on the ground so much this game, but was not being denied, getting 6 more points for Notre Dame. They're keeping the action pumping. 1 more PAT, they'll be up to 21 as Nebraska holds on to a 28-20 lead.
I will say this game is not over. Absolutely destroying that defender on the goal line. It now is a 1-score game. Can Notre Dame's defense come out here and get the stop and try to put him back in the game?
Kickoff from Notre Dame. Nebraska, line and wait. Still a lot of time on the clock and some trouble on the actual catch. So it's going to be only an 18-yard gain for Nebraska. Notre Dame has everything going right for them right now.
It was he muffed the punt there, and one of the other returns just fell on top of it. Slowed him down a little bit.
Nebraska, new drive. They've been able to respond so much tonight. Can they do it again? Option, Nebraska, 2 words that just feel like they're stuck together. 8-yard gain.
On Twitch, we have a 5-yard touchdown run by Nas Mason. Again, LSU goes up 56-17 with 140 in the third. And LSU just really stat padding the runs tonight.
Handoff, because why not to Tyler Archer when you can get gains like that? Feels like he's a cheat code for a first down anytime he touches the ball. So a new set of downs for Nebraska.
And by now, this late in the game, you would think Tyler Archer would have had a bad run since this, but it hasn't really had any bad runs since the second half.
Option, League pushes him away. Gain of 4. And a pretty quick, instantaneous update from Twitch at that we'll have in a second. So FSU still fighting, but crazy game over there. Close game over here on YouTube. 2nd and 6 now for Nebraska. League, the handoff up the middle. Looks like that's Theo zooming by for a gain of 15.
Yeah, finally switched off with Theo Archer and still just run the ball so efficiently. And on Twitch, we have a 71-yard touchdown pass to Rashad Williams for FSU, 56-24 now with 127 in the third quarter. High scoring game over there on Twitch.
Wild games all over the place tonight. League, handoff to Archer. Finds a lot of space to the left. Able to get the first down. Can he break away? No. Brought down, if not barely there. My goodness. It's very fortunate for Notre Dame that Homer Jackson was actually able to kind of get some speed up to it. Looks like might have been some help from Julius Phillips too.
Yeah,
this is frightening.
Yeah.
Nebraska's moving the ball quickly. They've got just such a weapon in Archer. This time kept by League. Don't forget how these options have worked out, but this time it's actually able to be brought back. Only 1 yard, which thanks to David Thigpen, 1 yard feels like a miracle.
Yeah, finally able to stop Lincoln League, and they'll take a 1 yard rush anytime.
Another handoff. Stopped. Kind of a bit of an own call there from his teammate. Theo Patty's only going to find 1 yard.
Yeah, kind of ran to his blocker and got absolutely mowed over by another number 20 there. Homer Jackson.
Nebraska back up to the line here. 3rd and 8, 4:43 left in the fourth quarter. Nebraska trying to get some insurance. The pass to the end zone. It's caught by Harlan Hendrickson. 25-yard touchdown. Haven't even said his name tonight, but you won't forget it leaving it. That makes it 34-21. The insurance is now there for Nebraska.
That's a big-time catch, especially for your first catch of the night. That's just almost triple coverage right there. That's just a beautiful catch. And he took a big hit there and still held onto the ball. Nebraska taking the lead 34-21.
And the point after will be good. Yeah, Notre Dame's got to get something figured out. Crazy. The first time we say his name, such a gigantic reception and touchdown for Hendrickson.
He's happy about it.
Smile in either ear. Nebraska kicks it off. Notre Dame on the return. We'll see the kind of gain they can get. Not too fantastic. 24-yard gain for Olin Norris.
Yeah, not much there for Olin Norris. Just a short kick return after a big touchdown by Nebraska.
Notre Dame's been able to answer each drive so far, Reggie, but
yeah,
I don't know. Something about that last one. It's very wind out of the sails kind of feeling, for sure.
Yeah.
Perez back. Some time to work this time, but short pass, not for much of a gain. 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7.
Looked like he almost broke out of that tackle right there on the wrist there. 6 or 15 yards. Might have a Twitch update after this play.
Perez, the handoff to the second string, walk on for -3 yards, 3rd and 10. Tough play call there for Notre Dame.
On Twitch, 13-yard touchdown pass to Matthias Irvin, his second of the game. LSU goes up 63-24 as the third quarter ends. Looks like they might hit 100 total overall points in that game.
I know, jeez. Want to see who hammered the over. Perez, deep pass, finds his man too.
Wow.
Yet Adams, 46 yards. Notre Dame, it feels like they're able to pull these plays off, but only ever since we got really to the late third quarter. If they had more of these earlier in the game, this would be a much closer score.
Yeah, that was an insane catch, insane throw. And they would, like you said, they would have loved this earlier in the game. But it's a little late now, but these guys keep driving.
Keep on driving. Full speed for Matt Perez and Notre Dame. That was full speed off to the sideline, unfortunately. But 30 of 33. Flowers where they're due to Matt Perez. The running game hasn't worked, and Perez has stepped up.
Yeah, Perez really 30 for 33. That's just amazing accuracy there. And kind of gotta be happy about that, even in loss.
Handoff, second string, turns, finds some space, gain of 3, but 3rd and 7 for Notre Dame. So after the fantastic pass to gain so much ground, you're back to some slight panic territory as the clock continues to tick down. Now 3:20 left here in the game. Nebraska holding on to a strong lead of 35-21. Perez has to get clever with it. Off to his left, first down, no, pushed out of bounds. 4th and inches for Norris, but a fantastic play there by Patty Chain.
Yeah, big tackle there, just stopping just short of the 4th and inches. Gotta be happy about that, and they're gonna go for it here, try to get that first down.
Nebraska's got a hold if they want to lock this down. Notre Dame have to make it work, and they do. Cease Miller. What do they say? That catch is good on Sunday. That was clean there from Cease to make it work out. Notre Dame still not dead quite yet. 2:57 on the clock, and the offense still rolling. Perez looking to the right again. It's good. First down will be denied, but Jay Teasley finds 8 yards.
Didn't get the first down, but got 8 yards. JT is really happy about that. His first catch of the game there. 2nd and 2 for Notre Dame.
Handoff, no. Perez up the middle, finds a guy, but slammed. Tom Brown, 7 yards. Nebraska finding answers, but they're coming a little too late. Now it's 1st and goal for Nebraska.
And Nebraska coming just a little too late, but just gotta keep fighting.
He keeps it. Oh, he's just squashed down, though, by Patty Chain. Every single time Patty Chain has been mentioned, it's been some kind of play that keeps Nebraska in this game, and that one was massive to stop the touchdown for Notre Dame. Now 2nd and goal. They'll have to do it all over again. But can they? Perez, handoff to the 2nd string, and the 2nd string walk-on will find a 3-yard touchdown. 35-27. Notre Dame still not quite out of this game.
Beautiful run. They're just sweeping by that both tackles there, getting a touchdown for Notre Dame when they do it most. Now Twitch, you have a 47-yard touchdown pass to Lincoln Keener for FSU. LSU leads 63-31 with 7 minutes and 20 seconds in the fourth. A lot of time left on the clock on that game too.
Return there for Nebraska. They've got to get some good yards on this one if they want to kill the hopes of Notre Dame. 30-yard return from Cam Watford, so they'll do just that.
Nice little tackle breaking by Cam Watford. Almost came off both those tackles, but just tripped up a little bit.
So Nebraska, a team that's had a fantastic running game, will now continue the run game to try to burn the clock. A really bad combination for Notre Dame. They've got to find some stops, and Tyler Archer, they find one to start the play off, only 3 yards, which for Tyler Archer might as well be a tackle for a loss.
Yeah, another 7 tackles for Zach Laney there.
And we're back. Tyler Archer up the middle. This time a gain of 15. Burning timeouts from Notre Dame left and right. Just a bad combination. This was the fear if you gave the ball back to Nebraska with the clock working the way it was, the way Tyler Archer's game has gone. Another handoff, another run up the middle, another gain of about 5.
Yeah, that's the name Notre Dame I get is very happy to see again. Tyler Archer has been bullying them all day.
Another handoff, this time to Patty. Can't find his way up. Only going to gain 3 yards on that one. So 3rd and 2. If Notre Dame can come up with a huge stop on this play, we could be looking at a very interesting game. But it's this play that Notre Dame has to make happen. They've got to get something to work here. Archer's been dangerous. The option's been there. The play to Archer. Is he stopped? He trips. He falls. 2-yard rush. Is that a first?
No.
It was a first. What? There's no way that was a first.
No.
That's criminal. What a way for Notre Dame to be put to bed by Nebraska. Are you kidding me?
That's gonna spark some controversy. I don't know how I feel about that one.
Well, that'll do it. Nebraska takes the victory 35-28. Reggie, you've got the whole game laid out in front of you, including the end. So break down our game and your big thoughts on the night.
It was a really good game by both teams, even though, like you said, sometimes the score didn't really show it. Notre Dame was really having a lot of athletic passes, big time catches, and in Nebraska, the run game was just insane. And I'll give it back to you.
Yeah, it really was just fun to watch there from Nebraska. But that's going to do it for our night tonight. Now, a lot coming up next week on Memorial Day. It starts with the Inside Blitz podcast. It's going to be 3 p.m. Central. Then, of course, the annual Military Appreciation Game. You can find that on Twitch at 4:30 p.m. CST. Again, that's on Memorial Day. Followed up on by Texas versus Oklahoma from the Cotton Bowl. And then ending at 8:30 p.m. CST with USC at Penn State. So a bunch of banger games on Monday. A lot of history for CFSL, of course. I've been Anthony Malm, had Reggie with me. The whole team. Have a great night, everybody.